Celtics versus Magic, who's going to win? I am really looking forward to this matchup, and here's why. I do think the Celtics are going to win, but something that the Magic always do is they always play the Celtics tough. Even when they lose in the matchups, you can tell that it's like not as easy of a matchup for the Celtics. It's just the way that the Magic play. Now, the Magic do struggle to score, which is a large reason as to why I don't have them winning this series. And sure, the same way that the Magic don't have anybody to guard Jason Tatum or Jaylen Brown necessarily, there's nobody who can guard Paolo. So to me, I see this being a Paolo-heavy series and him getting like 30 points per game a night. And I saw Jaylen Brown said his injury is no concern and whatever. And obviously we expect him to play and be well enough to play, but if there's some kind of injury that is limiting him in any kind of way, that obviously doesn't help the Celtics. I do think that the Celtics win in 5, I think. The Magic, I guess, could push it to 6, but I say 5. I think the Magic get one game. The Magic are always just, like I said, they always play them tough. So the Magic are definitely going to get one game where the Celtics just can't guard them, right? Like, that's just going to happen. But then the other games, I just feel like the Celtics are going to run away with it. Not even necessarily that the games are blowouts, but the Celtics are going to get the 4 other games in whatever order that is. I would love to see a 7-game series of this just because I love when these two teams face each other. Like I said, it always just is a fun matchup. I don't think it's going 7, but if it does, hey, more fun. I think the Celtics, kind of similar to OKC, but a little bit different, is that the Celtics are just going to overpower them in the end. And a lot of that, like I said, is due to the lack of scoring. Again, I know Powell's going to show up and do his thing, but they still are like 28th in the league in like offensive rating. They don't score a ton of points. They need more three-point shooting, and that is something they will address in the offseason. But for now, that's going to hinder them against the Celtics team who loves to take 100 threes. And that's also why I could see the Celtics losing at least one game, because they live by the 3, they die by the 3. And when their threes are not going in, although obviously, you know, Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown can get to the basket, it's not that, but they rely so heavily on the 3 that, like, it gets to the point where if their shots are not falling from 3, they'll lose a game. So I could see there's going to be one game where their shots are not falling from 3. But then there'll be that one game, maybe more than one, but you know what I'm talking about. All of a sudden, they're off to a 30-7 start, and they made 9 of 12 from 3 in the first quarter. You know what I'm saying? Because it's not just the starters. Sam Hauser and Peyton Pritchard are always ready to shoot the 3. They are always ready. And Derek White, I talk about him all the time. That man is so clutch, so important to the Celtics. That honestly is probably like the best trade they ever made. It's right up there with the Drew Holiday trade because, again, we know how incredible he was and has been for them. But the Derek White trade, I mean, Derek White has been unbelievable for them. And also experience. They just won a championship. And Drew Holiday has won 2 championships. Like, I always talk about it, experience matters. They know how to get it done, and it's a first-round matchup, so, like, the pressure isn't super heavy, although, I mean, I guess it technically is, because if the Celtics lost in the first round, people would be screaming about it. But what I mean by less pressure is, like, it should be an easier matchup than, you know, the Eastern Conference Finals or the NBA Finals. I think they're going to get it done. I don't think it's going to be much of an issue. I think it happens in 5. And then the Magic can go address the issues in the offseason because I like this Magic team. I want to see them do well. They're still very young. Like, they kind of are technically still overachieving, if you think about it. A team that's almost dead last in offensive rating should not make the playoffs. I mean, that's a similar thing you could say about the Rockets, a team that is pretty low in scoring, but a really good defense, and they are number 2 in the West. Like, they have definitely earned people's respect. But I'm saying, like, the Magic are still a very young team. Paolo was only like 22. Like, in a way, they are overachieving a bit. And they had so many injuries. Like, Paolo was out for a long time with the torn oblique. And then Franz Wagner got the same exact injury, which is so weird. Literally not right after, but like, it was like close to Paolo returning, and then Franz Wagner got the same injury. It was so strange. So I'm excited to see them grow, but I see Celtics in 5.